Hi guys, today we're going to be doing a NBA playoff prediction. So I think these playoffs are definitely going to be very interesting. A lot of great matchups. We're going to start off in the East with the play-in games. And so that's the Hawks and the Bulls. And I think this one's going to be very close. I think the Hawks, Trae Young, definitely have a shot here. I think I'm going to go with the Bulls here. They looked pretty good against the Knicks. So I think they will win, especially because it's in Chicago. And so I think that just gives them that much more of an advantage. And so I think with that, I will take the Bulls here to get the win. But I think that's about as far as they're going to go. Because in this next game between Philly and Miami, I feel like both teams will definitely get in the playoffs. It's just a matter of what the order is. In this case, I think the 76ers win. They got Embiid back. I think that's going to be huge for them, and I think that will allow them to set up a New York-Philadelphia matchup, kind of what we all want to see. And then I think Miami, this will be a great game. I think Miami then they'll beat Chicago, and that sets up another amazing matchup, which is Boston and Miami. But yeah, I got Philly winning, and then I got Chicago winning, then I got Miami beating Chicago. It's kind of boring, but best prediction. This East has definitely been not as strong as the West. The West could definitely be interesting, though, especially in these playoff games or play-in games. For the first one, you got Warriors and Kings. The Warriors and Kings game. I think this one is interesting because the Kings were very good last season. This year, they've not been as good. And so I think I'm going to trust the Warriors a little bit more because they've been playing better, I feel like. They've stepped up to the challenge when the Rockets, a little bit of a move to take their spot. So I think this will definitely be an interesting game. I do have the Warriors winning, though. I think Steph Curry is going to have a big game. Klay Thompson's been playing better, and I think that will have a huge impact on the game. The only thing that worries me for the Warriors is the game's in Sacramento, and these teams do have a little bit of a rivalry, so they could play a big role here, a bigger role than it would in some of these other matchups. I am going to take Golden State here. That should set up a pretty exciting matchup, depending on this next game. With the Pelicans and the Lakers, this one is really, really close in my opinion. This could go either way. But I think the Pelicans, now that they have Zion healthy, they're just in a good position at this time of year. They can make some sort of a run at this point. I do think they'll beat the Lakers. It'll be close, especially considering they just recently lost to them in New Orleans. But I think this game will be close. Just having that, just being able to stay in New Orleans will just give them just enough to win here. And I think the Pelicans win, and it sets up a Lakers versus Warriors game. So with the Pelicans going on to face the Nuggets, that sets up the Warriors versus Lakers. It's the matchup we all want to see. I think that's going to be a fantastic game. Just like some of the older NBA finals from the past. We got LeBron and Stephen Curry again. I think in this matchup, the game being in LA, with LeBron playing at the level he is right now, and Anthony Davis should be healthy playing at this point. If he is, I think that probably makes the difference. The Warriors have been pretty inconsistent this year. They've been playing better lately, but I think the Lakers have been a better team, and they should get the win here, and I think they will, to be the 8th seed and go play the Thunder. The Warriors are very unpredictable. I could easily see them, going on a run here and getting 2 wins. 1 win or 0 wins. They're very unpredictable. I just trust the Lakers more. My predictions so far are pretty boring. Just the 7 and 8 seeds both, the way I see it going. If this did happen, Warriors versus Lakers, it would be an incredible game. Very close, but I got the Lakers winning. And with that sets up some great games out east, starting with Boston and Miami, a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals last year. But unlike previous years, I think Boston's definitely the better team by a lot this year. Miami, they play their best. at this time of year, and so I think that's what Boston has to watch out for. And I think they'll take it like 5 or 6 games, but ultimately Boston's just the better team this year, and especially with the motivation from losing last year to them in such heartbreaking fashion, making the comeback but then losing in Game 7 the way they did. I think that gives them all they need to win against the Heat. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 5 or 6. I feel like I'll just say 6 because it's the Heat, and I feel like they're gonna make it close. But yeah, I'll say Boston in 6, and that brings us to New York and Philly. I think this one's gonna be really close, closer than people think. I actually like the 76ers in this matchup because Julius Randle's gonna be out for the rest of the season, which obviously includes the playoffs. So with that, I think the 76ers here, they're going to have a really good chance to win. And I think they're improving with every game at this point with Embiid back. And even though they're the 7th seed, they really shouldn't be. They're better than the 7th seed. And so I think because of that, I think they're going to fight really hard. And I think they're going to ultimately get the win against New York in an upset. And I think this one goes 7 games, and Philadelphia wins it ultimately in a really competitive series. And so I got the 76ers beating the Knicks. And then for Bucks and Pacers, I got another upset here. I think the Pacers have done well against the Bucks. Their offense, the way they play, I think it'll just translate well to the playoffs. They did really well in the in-season tournament, which is kind of like a playoff-style event. And I think that, like I said, I think that'll translate well to the playoffs. They can score, and I think the Bucks are kind of struggling right now, and I think they will take advantage of that. And there's a bit of a rivalry between these two teams. I don't know who that will favor, but I am going to take the Pacers here. The Bucks just don't seem to be doing very well right now. The Pacers seem to be improving, getting better. And if they play anything like they did in the in-season tournament, then they're going to be a dangerous team. Then for the Cavaliers and Magic, this is another really close series. I think this one's going to be really close. I do think the Cavaliers are going to win, just because the Magic are such a young team, not a lot of experience. They haven't been to the playoffs, this kind of group yet. So I am going to say the Cavaliers win. I have the Knicks and 76ers going 7 games. I have the Bucks and Pacers going 7 games. So I think it makes sense that this probably won't go 7 games. I'm going to say 6 or 5 or 6, because I do respect the Magic. I think they're a good team. I just don't trust them, not that much yet, because of their lack of experience. But I do think the Cavaliers are just also a really good team, and they also have a home court advantage, and I think they use that. And I'll say they win in 5. Or you know what? I'll say they win in 6. I think the Thunder and the Lakers will be an interesting series, just because you have such a young and talented Thunder team and a more experienced Lakers team led by LeBron and Anthony Davis. But at the end of the day, I just think the Thunder are really talented. They're just better than the Lakers. So even though I said the Magic would struggle because of their lack of experience, I think the Thunder won't matter for them. And I think they beat the Lakers. And I'm going to say, I think it'll also be 5 or 6. I'm going to say 5, though. No, I'll say 6. I'll say 6. And I think the Thunder, they have a really good chance to win it all. And I think they start that by winning in 6 against the Lakers. The Nuggets are the defending champions. Right now, I think they have the best chance to win the Western Conference. And I think they start that off with the matchup against the Pelicans. And I also think this one will go 5 or 6. And I think Denver's going to win. Although I think the Pelicans could win a couple games and make it interesting, I just think Denver's too good, too experienced. They've been here before. They won a championship now together. I am going to say it goes 6 just because they trust the Pelicans. And I think they can make it interesting. I think Denver wins in 6, and they're going to be a very dangerous team in the playoffs. And I think Oklahoma City. If there's any team they should be worried about, it's Denver. This Timberwolves Suns matchup will be really good. On one side, Anthony Edwards. On the other, you got Kevin Durant. I know a lot of people are saying the Timberwolves are going to win, but I got another upset here. No one's really saying it, I feel like. I'm going to take the Suns here. I like Kevin Durant in this matchup. I think they're getting better at this point in the season. They struggled kind of early, but now they're starting to kind of figure it out. And I think entering the playoffs, it's something or a position you want to be in. And with Durant and Booker and Beal, I think that's going to help them a lot. All those experienced players. Booker's been to the finals. Durant's won in the finals. Minnesota is still pretty new to this level of success. And I think the Suns are going to win. I think it goes 7, and I think the Suns win in a pretty big upset. No one's really saying it, I feel like. No one's really predicting this, but I'm going to predict the Suns win against the Timberwolves in 7. In another series, I think is going 7. I think the Mavericks are going to pull off the upset against the Clippers. I think the Mavericks have probably the best player in the league right now, Luka Doncic. And I think he's going to prove it against the Clippers. They've been really great this season, but I think this is Luka's chance to prove himself, prove the league why he deserves to be the MVP or be in MVP conversations. And I think he's going to have a great series in this with him and Kyrie Irving together now for the playoffs. I think that's going to make a huge difference. And with Doncic playing at elite level like I think he will, I think they take down the Clippers and get the win in what will be a fantastic 7-game series. I think Kawhi Leonard will also play amazing, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat the Mavericks. So I got the Mavericks winning in 7. Those are my predictions for the first round of the NBA playoffs. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.